Hello, and thanks for joining us on another Kerfuffle Supplier Spotlight. And today we're going to give you an introduction to Hello Mortgage. We're going to be talking to Keith Ahmed. He's my guest today. Hi, Keith. How are you doing?
Hi, good, thank you.
Keith, there are loads of mortgage platforms and products and brokers out there. Yours is a little bit different in that you've leveraged technology to bring about time efficiencies, where in some markets and in some situations, every minute counts. So tell us a little bit about what makes your services unique.
Yeah, so we're a little bit different. So, like you said, every broker has access to every product. They're all the same. We'll all say they're intermediary only, but we all fish from the same pond. But I think what makes people a little bit different, or what makes us particularly different, is the way that you deal with that client, the way you onboard them, and then how you kind of quickly get them to a stage of mortgage ready to let the agent know to keep the chain free. And that's where we're kind of different. So we have a really intensive onboarding journey with the client. We use different apps to gather electronic signature, electronic ID. We use open banking. We use credit soft searches or hard searches, depending on what type of application it is, which just means that when an agent comes to us to dip a client, the dip they're getting is already halfway through an FMA process. So the chances of failure are a lot less.
Right.
That also means that rather than waiting for the client to sign terms of business, turn up with their ID, do all that traditional way, we've got all that info, we've bank scraped it, we've assessed it, we've done our underwriting checks on it, and then we've done a multiple hit with lenders to get more than one dip. So we'll know if the first one comes up with Barclays, for example, and Barclays are going to lend the most, but the criteria says it kind of mightn't fit. We know that the next one down might be a little bit less or might be a little bit more work, but it fits on criteria. So we give an agent a red, amber, green report based on the client, which just tells that agent green, absolutely 100% this client will go. Amber, a little bit quirky, it'll happen, but we'll have a few hoops to jump through. And red's just a don't let the viewing happen.
Well, because it's interesting you say that. I think that anybody who isn't an agent won't know how it feels to kind of be let down by the fact that not all dips are created equally, and there are some people. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, there's some websites that you can go to today and you can get a dip like that. It feels like we were back in 2007 where anybody with a heartbeat and a passport would get a mortgage. But and on those virtual systems, to say that a bank will in principle lend you XYZ, it's easy to do when you sat there sort of certifying it yourself. But open banking, scraping those details, that reveals a whole lot more than just those answers to the questions. And so really an agent can come to rely on that dip far more than they might do ordinarily.
Mm-hmm. Well, we see it all the time. We see clients going onto these online portals, which, we all know who they are, but we won't name. They get a dip, which isn't a dip, it's a criteria match according to that provider. So it's not, it's had no way has a human assessed it. They take that to the agent, they book a viewing, put an offer in, and lo and behold, they can't get the deal. And we tend to get quite a few of those come our way. I've gone online, it said I could borrow 300 grand. I'm a self-employed taxi driver on furlough. And you think, what did you plug into that system to get that info? So
Yeah.
our onboarding journey cuts out all of the tire kickers because they just don't want to do it. And the second the client doesn't engage, they're hiding something.
So in terms of in all prop tech scenarios, we understand that the technology is fantastic and it gives us all efficiencies. But sometimes I think what scares us is when that human touch is removed, because that can make all the difference. But that's where Hello Mortgage are quite big on that your human interaction, if you like. Your background yourself, Keith, you started in accountancy, so you've got
Yes.
a well-versed background in terms of having a handle on the economics of any situation. and knowing what it takes these days in terms of bank criteria and getting the clients through. So surely that makes a lot of the difference.
Yeah, it does. I think we we market heavily that we're robots with a human touch because every part, everyone loves to say they're digital, everyone loves to say they're online and the journey's online and everything's tech, tech, tech. But we all know it's not. We all know there's still humans behind the computers having to process the data to get it through. So we just push that out there. So yes, you can do a tech journey, absolutely no problem. We'll provide that, but you're going to speak to it. You're going to see one Zoom. You're going to interact because we don't want to lose that human element of it. Because if you think most of them first time buyers for us at the minute, 22 to 25 years old, biggest expense they've ever bought is a car and credit for 130 quid a month. You
Yeah,
know, suddenly they're buying houses for 200, 250K.
yeah,
And you just think, if you're doing that all online, how do you actually understand how much it's going to cost for a TV license? What about utility bills? Your water rates on, are
yeah.
different. And it's just, we offer that whole service with that digital tech journey. And we just kind of find for us that it works.
Yeah, no, it is a real sweet spot, I suppose, in
Mm.
getting those efficiencies, but leaving the human interaction in there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of brokers will talk about whole of market coverage that they can see every deal and so on, but we
Mm.
all know that there's certain parts of the market that are either hotter than others or more difficult than others.
Mm.
So, is there any particular area that your team specializes in more than another, and are you able to deal with most things that are thrown your way?
So as a sweet spot, the advisors that we got work specifically with first time buyers. First time buyers really the thing that we like to push because we do it well. Do you know, we get a lot of five-star reviews, won awards for customer service and client care. So it's very it's kind of where we like to pitch. But like you mentioned before, I originally qualified as an accountant. So I left accountancy because I was just sick of everyone telling us I was wrong. Do you know? That can't be my tax bill. No, really, it is. You've earned it. You're going to have to pay for it. And then I thought, what shall I do? Well, I'll become an IFA, and I still get told I'm wrong. But it's just the way it goes. But because of that, we do a lot of portfolio landlords. We do a lot of commercial. We do a lot of complex lending, which isn't your standard two-person vanilla applicants all employed. Do you know? So we do cover full spectrum. So we'll hold a market as everybody is. Do you know? It's just that is what it is. But we specialize. So most people will come to us as a first-time buyer and go through Dan or Osman or Simon. But those that are a little bit quirky or those that have got complex requirement will come
Yeah.
to me and Nicola. And we tend to deal with complex tax affairs, SPVs, portfolios. We tend to do that side of it.
And
So
I don't think anybody can ask for anything more than that. Very often, the mortgage and finance space in a state agency can be very hectic and fraught, and you guys seem sort of very calm, cool, and collected. So it's a fantastic service, and it's great that it has that combination of tech and also human touch as well.
yeah,
So yeah, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me
no
today.
problem to talk to you.